Kevin's kind of gone into what happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could give us a bit of background on things you've heard,
Mm-hmm.
or that kind of thing, so we can just go through that. That's all right. Don't worry.
My voice will go all shaky just when I get nervous.
Well, hopefully, this will provide a bit of interest as well for people with pubs.
Definitely. Well, that's
story.
it is. It's brilliant, and since we took over the pub, it's bizarre. It almost felt like things were falling into place because I'd heard about Mary.
Let's start from the top then. Can you just tell us your name and what you do?
My name's Sharon, Sharon Gilhooly, and I'm the landlady of the Old Shears Inn at Dean Clough.
Right, great. And you were just telling us before that things seem to have sort of fallen in place since you took over.
It feels a bit like, it's strange, it's like fate, to be honest, because when we first moved in here, we heard about Mary Durkin. There's a couple of stories. One that I've heard is that the pub was knocked down and she killed herself in protest. She used to work in one of the bars here. But I'd only had a little bit of a snippet, and then a woman came in that used to be the landlady here 30 years ago. And she said, I've not been in here for 20 years. For some reason, she'd come in this night. So I got chatting to her because I am interested in stuff like that. I'm interested in the history of sort of buildings and what's gone on in them in ancient days. And so she was just like filling me in, saying that she used to feel a presence, her and the other staff, when they went into the ladies' toilets, which used to be a bar. This pub used to be in sections. It was all sort of small little holes, and apparently it was a gambling den when it was sort of, 100 years ago. All the men from Dean Clough used to come in here and spend all their earnings for the week. So it was lots of little rooms, and she used to work in the top bar, which is the toilets now. And apparently this is the story, that she killed herself in protest to the pub being knocked down on a water wheel that used to be just above the pub on the wall. This is the story the ex-landlady was telling me that night.
So that's going back quite a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, that's sort of turn of the century. The pub was rebuilt in 1904. So I haven't found, I've searched the internet for any information I can find on the Dean Clough Inn, because that's what it used to be called, and the Shears Inn. Because I think it went the Shears Inn, the Dean Clough Inn, and then the Old Shears Inn as it's known today. Yeah. So that was one incident, and then another man came in who's related to the Durkins, and he said it's Mary Durkin, who's one of his relatives. He comes in now for Sunday lunch every week, and it's just really bizarre that all of a sudden I'm meeting people that have got all this information. Yeah. Apparently Mary Durkin married a James McHale who came over from Ireland, and they ran this pub together. She had 3 brothers who'd gone to America. 2 had gone to America, and 1 had gone off somewhere else. So there's two Marys in question there.
Very interesting.
But they all sort of say the same things, the same place in the pub where things happened.
Right, this is the place just to the right of the door.
Just as you're walking on your right hand side, this chair's there. There's 2 settees and a couple of tables, and Michael, the previous landlord, said that the Christmas tree used to be there, but it always got knocked over, so they moved it and it never fell over again. He'd put buffets up on the table before going to bed on the night, and get up in the morning and they'd be on the ground again. And then there's the image of Mary there looking over the shoulder of Kevin at the pool table in that same spot. Yeah. So there's things that sort of make you wonder: are they all connected? Is it all just sort of?
So did the picture of Mary, the one that has the see-through Mary in it, was that taken before or after you heard about Mary Durkin?
Before.
Right, so the picture was taken and then suddenly all this information starts coming through. Yeah,
well, Kevin used to manage the pub when I met him.
Right.
So I didn't come in here that often. Yeah. But then obviously Kevin had heard about it, and then when I moved in, when I come in here in January, that's when obviously I started talking to people and just gathering bits of information. So I'm still working at it. I'm still sort of speaking to people, and And the one chap that comes in on a Sunday said that he's going to bring an older relative back that would be able to give me more information, but I'm waiting for that to happen still.
It's really good. It's
exciting.
History,
It is. It's wonderful. But I'd love to get more information on Dean Clough.
Yeah.
And sort of the whole goings on, and because it all ties, all sort of ties in together, doesn't it? It was an area in Halifax which was booming, and there were thousands and thousands of people here, and I do believe in it. Kevin's kind of sceptical, and on the other hand, I'm sort of a bit more of a believer.
Yeah.
The first time I was in the pub, actually, I don't know what it was, and admittedly, I had had a couple of glasses of wine. So I won't swear by anything, but I did see I thought it was somebody looking out of a door at me from sort of, if I was sat near the bar looking down towards the toilets. So I got up thinking it was Kevin, but there was no door there.
Oh.
So that it kind of threw me. It was very dark in the pub though, there was no sort of lights on. It just looked like somebody had sort of come out. So from day one really, I've always kind of felt there's more to know.
Yeah. And have you ever sort of heard noises? Cheryl downstairs behind the bar said she'd heard things bashing around when there was nobody in.
There's lots of noises. There's loads of noises, but it is an old building.
Yeah.
And we've got a bridge over the top of us as well with a lot of vibrations. So I don't really go on the sort of creaks because every building has them. The dog barks, but all dogs bark in corners of rooms, don't they? Run from one side of the room to the other really quickly and something's freaked him out, or he'll bark in the middle of the night, I'll come out and there'll be nothing there. But, that's, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's not proof positive, but...
Definitely not.
You've got a picture, you've got local history, and most importantly, you've got a ghost that seems quite happy to...
Very content, nobody's ever said anything bad about her. The one woman that came in said that when they used to walk into the toilets to do the morning clean, they'd feel things brushing the shoulders or touching the top of the head, but in a playful way, not sort of aggressively. So I think she's definitely happy.
That's really
and
good.
She's welcome to stay as long as she wants. I don't know if I'd say that if I saw her at 3:00 in the morning going to the loo though. But if she's downstairs just having a drink with the punters, then I'm happy for her.
Well, it's really good. Thank you very much, and good luck with your history search.
Thank you very much.
Cheers then. Okay.